Okay, so today I'm going to be reviewing the Fortress. It's the GSMC version of a home security alarm. And before I go any further, I just want to clarify that Fortress did send me this product, so I did not pay for it. Let's go ahead and unbox this bad boy and see what we get inside of it. Stickers to put up to hopefully deter criminals. Nice printed manual. Got a big sign you'd stick on a stake and put in front of your house if you wanted to, so that your neighbors can steal it. Quick start guide. Looks like it's the alarm itself. Ooh, look at that. That's nice. A little flip down tray. Looks like that's the number input. Some LEDs on here. LCD display panel that you have to hook up additional sensors that are wired if you want. Your power input, telephone input, the siren, and then the power switch. And it comes with a lithium-ion battery already installed in it, so that way you could just power it right up. And as you can see, it's got a nice green looking display to it. That's where the lithium ion battery goes if you ever need to replace it for some crazy reason. I think this is where the card goes for connecting to a cell phone company. Alright, we got many double-sided tapes. You got your landline connection phone, you got your wall anchors and screws. You got a siren that's got a light on it also. Power supplies, wall anchors for looks like infrared sensors, more drywall, some articulating arms, pieces that go on the back of the sensors themselves, embedding. Got a couple of remotes, a panic button. You have the magnetic side of the gap switches, wireless gap sensors themselves. By the way, this is a wireless security system, so you don't have to run any wires through your walls or anything like that, which is very important for me because I really don't feel like drilling out tons of holes and fishing wire through the attic and all that other stuff. Oh, nope. Wouldn't do it. No way. This is the infrared motion sensor, and these ones are supposed to be pet friendly too. So that way if you have animals in your home, you can put these in there and arm your system, and as long as they're not over 50 pounds, you should be able to go ahead and use these things, and your animals shouldn't trip the alarms. Let's go ahead and install this guy, and yeah, let's do it. So what I'm doing here is just kind of explaining that there is no template that came with the actual alarm system itself to mount it. So I had to create a template of my own, just using some painter's tape. And I went in the back of the alarm system and put the painter's tape on the back, punched out the holes where the screws are supposed to go to mount the thing, and then just transferred that painter's tape onto the wall. And then you saw as I took my hook and punched a couple of holes in the walls, so that way I could go ahead and drill out those holes with the drill there after I remove the painter's tape. And that's basically how I was able to go ahead and get the thing to screw into the proper spot. Put the wall anchors in, tap the wall anchors in place, then screw the actual screws in, and then mount the panel. And you can see it's all mounted. It looks lovely. And this up here is where I've mounted my siren. I thought I'd just go ahead and show that off too, so that way you could see what it looks like when it's mounted. And this is where I've chosen to mount one of the motion sensors, and it was just a very simple matter of taking one of the mounts for the motion sensor, lining it up on the wall, marking it with the Sharpie, and then drilling out the holes, putting a couple wall anchors, and then screwing the mount, and then actually mounting the sensor and putting it in place. Mounting the glass breakage sensor is really easy. It's basically got two screw holes that are inside the casing, so you have to take off the outer shell, then just mark your holes. For me, I'm screwing it right into a 2x4, so I didn't even need to put any wall anchors on it. So just put the screws in, snap the cover on, and then you plug it into the power supply, and that's it. And then last up is mounting the magnetic wireless gap sensors. And placement on these is pretty important, and since it uses double-sided tape, you want to make sure you get it right. What you want to go ahead and do is just use like a paper towel and some rubbing alcohol to clean off the surface to make sure that the double-sided tape adheres very well. And make sure that the surface that you're rubbing with that rubbing alcohol, either you don't care that it might get a little discolored, or it's something that you can paint or just live with. And then just make sure that you're using you're lining up the gap sensor to the magnetic sensor properly. Otherwise, if you mount it upside down, it won't work. So all you got to do is just get it kind of close and slide it and see whether or not that'll work. So as you see, I have it mounted now. I go ahead and open up the window, and you see the light. When that light comes on, that means that the sensor is working properly, and anytime that window is slid open, it will trigger the main module. And this is the installation of the strobe siren. I chose the windowsill so that way you could see it from the street if the alarm ever goes off. And this is another example of part of the product that did not come with a mounting template, so I had to create my own using just painter's tape, poked out the holes in the back, and then transfer the painter's tape to the windowsill, drilled out the holes, and then I just go ahead and screw the screws into the holes, and then I have the unit just slide right on top of those holes, and then all you have to do at that point is just hook the power up to it, and it's good to go. Alright, so the installation is complete. All the sensors are all wired up and ready to go. The system is turned on, and now let's go ahead and arm this guy. Pretty nice. Press the disarm button and it even lets you know that it's disarmed too. So it's pretty blatantly obvious when your alarm is armed and when it's not armed. I guess that we definitely need a demo of what it sounds like when you trigger it, right? Of course. Let's drive the cats crazy. So what's the verdict? Well, let's find out. I've written down a few pros and cons that I've experienced while installing the system and using it over the past few days. So I'll go ahead and read those off now. So pros, wireless. Installing this thing is super easy. There's no wires that you have to run anywhere with the exception of a couple of wired power supplies, and that's really it. All the components are pre-registered with the system, so you don't have to like go through and program every single one of those, because there's a lot of stuff that comes in the system. It comes with 3 remotes. That's a big plus to me. That way, if something goes wrong with one of them, you still have one that you can use as a backup. If you have an additional family member that needs a remote, you're already there. So it works out really well. The remotes have a sliding cover that prevents the buttons from being accidentally pressed. The wireless panic button is fantastic. The fact that you can just have that thing sitting right by your bed, so if you hear something go bump in the night, somebody's like on your roof or something crazy like that, you can just press the panic button and maybe that'll scare them off. Nice big LCD screen with a cool green backlit display. It makes navigating the menus just really super easy. And the main unit has a battery backup, so if power's lost, it still works and you don't lose any of your settings, which is really important. The user manual is laid out nicely and it covers everything that you need to know about the system, operating the system from cover to cover. Very, very nice user manual. And programming it is a snap because of that LCD menu. So the cons. There's no installation manual. I was looking through this and I'm thinking, well, maybe I accidentally put it somewhere that I don't remember putting it. No, there was no installation manual. It came with the user manual and then a quick reference sheet. And that was it. There are videos on the Fortress website that you can look at to kind of give you an idea of like how to put things together. The downside is that the site does not have all of the videos for the components in this particular system. Also, it would be nice if I could reorient the magnetic side or the magnetic detection side, maybe to take the circuit board inside and flip it around, because there's actually one picture, and I'll display that now, where you can see that I had actually flipped the thing upside down because of the way I had to orient it due to the way that the window opened. The main module and strobe siren did not have mounting templates. You're gonna have to make your own. That's pretty much it. I would recommend this system highly. It's very, very easy to install. It's super straightforward. Again, wireless, just a thing of beauty, really. I can't emphasize enough how awesome it is to have a wireless system. And the batteries are supposed to last like a year or two, so you don't even have to worry about the batteries draining on you every couple of months. You're good to go for a while. And yeah, get yourself an alarm system. They're super easy to install. It'll give you some peace of mind. And if heaven forbid something happens and somebody tries to break into your house, maybe this will be the difference between them getting inside and stealing your stuff, or even worse, and running away. And if you can deter theft, that's always a good thing, right? So that'll be it for me, and I hope that you enjoy the review, and I will see you next time on Adam's Reviews. Okay, so today I'm going to be reviewing the Fortress. It's the GSM version of a home security alarm. And before I go any further, I just want to clarify that Fortress did send me this product, so I did not pay for it. Let's go ahead and unbox this bad boy and see what we get inside of it. Stickers to put up to hopefully deter criminals. Nice printed manual. Got a big sign you stick on a stake and put in front of your house if you wanted to, so that your neighbors can steal it. Quick start guide. Looks like it's the alarm itself. Ooh, look at that. That's nice. A little flip down tray. Looks like that's the number input. Some LEDs on here. LCD display panel that you have to hook up additional sensors that are wired if you want. Your power input, telephone input, the siren, and then the power switch. And it comes with a lithium-ion battery already installed.